Hey, what's going on, guys? This is AndrewChicken, and welcome back to another video. The folks at Valve have been very busy cooking up the next major update for Deadlock, and it was rumored to come out in December, but then it got pushed forward into January, and, well, hopefully it'll be coming any day now, right? Please, Yoshi. But until then, we're really just left to speculate what is actually going to be in the next major Deadlock update. And so what I wanted to do today was create sort of a wish list for what I want to see in the next major Deadlock update, and also speculate as to what exactly is going to be in it. Now, I have not been following any sort of leaks or data mining because I just don't really like that type of thing. I would rather let the devs reveal the content that they want to reveal on their own time without digging super deep into the source files to find things that I'm not supposed to see and stuff like that. This is not really my cup of tea. And so if some of this stuff has already been data mined, I don't know anything about it, but I guess, hey, that's pretty cool, I guess. Now, what I want you to do is leave your own thoughts and expectations about the next major Deadlock update in the comments section down below, and I'll be reading through your comments just because I'm very curious to see what you guys think about the next huge update for Deadlock. So, let's get started by talking about the first thing I expect to see in the next major Deadlock update, and this kind of harkens back to the update that they had around this time last year, which is at least a couple of brand new heroes. Now, there are still some heroes that we've seen in the hero labs that have yet to make their way into the game. And if you're somebody who enjoys working in Blender with the Deadlock models like I do, then you've certainly come across them by just snooping through the Source 2 viewer, like this guy right here, and a couple of other heroes that have yet to be added to the game yet. And so I would not be surprised if a couple of these were to make their way into the next major update, or possibly even some heroes that we have yet to see. Now, their gameplay might be totally different to what we actually saw in the hero labs, and I don't even know what they played like in the hero labs because I never played that mode, but yeah, the characters that came out around this time last year, Viper, Holiday, Calico, and that other guy, they all played very differently in the hero labs to what we actually have in the game today, so would not be surprised if they got some massive kit changes along the way. Also, I don't know if looking through the Source 2 viewer is technically data mining or anything like that. It's the closest I've ever come to it, and you won't really see any of that for the remainder of the video. In a similar vein to seeing new heroes, I would also like to see some more model updates, because there's some characters that desperately need it, and I'm amazed they haven't gotten a model update after all this time. In the last major update, we got some model updates for characters like Lash and Wraith, and they were certainly well needed, and these characters look incredible now. But look at these ugly freaking characters over here. Grey Talon, Yamato, also Viper, by the way, looks horrendous. My least favorite model in the entire game because, oh my god, she's so ugly. And she also has clipping issues too somehow. Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, these characters really desperately need some model updates. Grey Talon and Yamato especially are still using not just beta models, but beta models from back when the game had a cyberpunk theme, which is why Grey Talon's bow makes absolutely no sense in this universe. He's got like a bionic arm thing going on, and Yamato looks like a cyborg samurai instead of just like a regular samurai. So yeah, these characters really desperately need some updates, and these three are at the top of my list for seeing some actual changes. Next, it would not surprise me at all to see some major shakeups to the item store, whether it's introducing new items to the game or changing how some existing items work, whether it's heavy nerfs or reworks to some items altogether, because well, there are some items in this game, like Cheat Death, that have an insanely low pick rate and are just kind of wonky to balance, or items like Restorative Locket, which Restorative Locket has the lowest pick rate in the entire game. This item needs some help. So I would certainly expect to see some buffs to items like that, and maybe some new items along the way. Now, I'm not entirely sure what new items they could come up with, but well, they can be very creative with items, as we've seen in this game, giving characters frost blasts and being able to light enemies on fire and lower their healing output, or just being able to straight up use another ability again or go ethereal. Like, they have some cool abilities, so they can literally just pull anything out of their bag of tricks for some new items, and that would be insanely cool, and I would love to see what they can do with that. But also, I guess, being a little bit more specific, I would be interested to see what they do to gun items in the next major update. update, because as I talked about in a recent video, the gun meta for a lot of characters is pretty homogeneous. You see a lot of the same items purchased over and over again, and items like Kinetic Dash are insanely strong and insanely meta. I still can't believe how long this item has gone without a nerf, because I've been calling this item busted for months now, so yeah, would not be surprised to see a Kinetic Dash nerf in the major update. Kind of a, I guess, small change in the grand scheme of things, but yeah, definitely some gun item changes are probably overdue at this point. Buffing some items like Spirit Rend, and also changing how fire rate works would be very high on my list for expectations for this category in particular. Something that I really want to see in Deadlock that I mentioned in a previous video about features that I want to come to the game is an update to the build browser and builds just in general to include more information about how many people have used your build and what the win rate of your build is, both personally and when other people use your build, because that would be really cool data to see. And also a build upvoting system would be pretty nice as well, just so you can see more about what people are actually liking in terms of builds, how many people are using builds. Just more information on all of that would be fantastic. Another thing that I really want to see is a better way to update builds that you've taken from the public tab, because currently I have this Billy build from Tracklock that I've been using, and it was last updated on January 7th. And if I just click around on my other random builds here, the January 7th one is still the one that is most updated, even though if I go to the public tab and then click on this build again, all of a sudden I get the more updated version from January 11th. And so the fact that you have to go to the public tab and then potentially, in some cases, if it's fallen out of the top daily section, you have to go and search for the build manually just to click on it again to update it. That's really weird. There should be like an update button somewhere or something like that. So yeah, just a little bit more of a convenient system there would be great. On the topic of bad and clunky UI, I would love to see an update to the custom match feature, which honestly, I wouldn't expect this to be fixed in the next update, but I just want to hold out hope, okay? I really, after experiencing this recently, it is a nightmare, and I want this to be fixed, because it is such a weird and buggy and jank system. I tried using this on stream to create a viewer game with 12 players, and it was a mess trying to get everybody in, and then in their slots, and then being able to click and actually, like, queue for a specific hero, and other players were able to change like the server region and other random stuff like that, even though I was the one who created the custom match, and so they shouldn't have access to these settings. It's just not very polished at all, and basically unusable from my experience. I don't know if we were doing something wrong or what, but yeah, this is just not a very good system as it stands, and I would love to do viewer games without queuing for regular matchmaking and ruining 6 random people's games. I'd rather ruin the games of 11 players in my chat, I guess. So, yeah, the custom match system is in desperate need of an overhaul. And since I guess we're still talking about quality of life changes, another thing that we still haven't gotten for some reason is the ability to have sandbox controls in the hideout here. Why haven't we gotten this? I don't know. People have modded it into the game, but you shouldn't have to mod the game to be able to have sandbox controls here. It just doesn't really make much sense to me. I don't know why they've decided to do this. The last thing that I really want to see is a bit selfish, admittedly, but I want to see the game go into an open beta, and the reason why that's selfish is because, oh my goodness, it would do wonders for the YouTube channel. I mean, just based on the major update we got back in August and September, this bump in players alone catapulted my channel for those few months, and it was great. And the player base ballooned from around 13 to 14,000 all the way up to 62,000 at its peak. The game is still getting a respectable 20 to 30,000 players now, which is still a major improvement from back before the major update, and an open beta would push this game easily into the top of the Steam charts, rivaling games up here like Apex Legends, Warframe, maybe even getting into the top 3. Like, truly being able to access this game on the public Steam page would be just phenomenal for the player base and for my own channel, so I really want to see that. And also, the more players, the better the matchmaking will be, and the better the overall game experience will be, because they'll have even more data with which to balance things, and it'll just be better for everybody. Of course, I guess the one reason why they still are maybe hesitant to do that is because there is no plan for monetization in Deadlock at this time. At least from what we can tell. I don't even know if any skins have been data mined or leaked yet. Like, I don't think so. But it would be cool to have some skins in Deadlock, I guess. But the main thing is just, man, I really want the open beta to be here. I am itching for it. My channel needs it. But also, yeah, it would just be so much fun. And also, my goodness, it would stop the annoyance of a million people asking, how do I get into the game? Please send me an invite. Like, that whole system, it was pretty cool at the start, but like, more than a year on, it's just annoying to get into the game like that at this point, and still having to invite people to this game manually. It strikes me as a system that has overstayed its welcome, and it's time for it to finally go. So that's really the last thing I want to see from this major update. Who knows if we'll actually get it, but I would love to see it. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video, so let me know what you think about the next major update for Deadlock in the comments section down below. Your thoughts, your expectations, and what you think about what I've said for the next update. Do you agree with most of the things that I've said in terms of should they be put into the game, and are they actually going to arrive in the next major update? I want to hear from you. And also, if you found this video to be interesting, of course, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel a ton, and it helps you stay up to date on all my latest uploads, as well as when I live stream, which is where you can catch me actually playing the game and shooting things and bashing things with Billy and other characters and stuff. I don't know. It's a good time, so I would really appreciate that. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace out.